They easily solved it. Alternatively, they ask you, what can you afford? Right? You say, okay, I can afford $250. And he says, okay, I'm going to sell you a car that's $20,000, and I'm going to put $350 as your payment. But I want to figure out what's the implied interest rate. If you don't ask it, it is in the paperwork. You read that paperwork, right? But if you have Thor's hammer with you, you can immediately calculate it. Now, what I don't know is, what are they charging me, APR? I'm already in server mode. Oh, I need to change my periodic payment. Let's make that monthly. Let's make that $350. If I'm going to pay $350, I'm effectively being charged $11.71. Right? They're taking advantage of me. Trust me, if you don't look at it, they're going to take advantage of you. Because they get commission from the banks that charge higher interest rates. So what if you could pay only $300? That means you're being charged $6.8. Again, I know all the other inputs except one, and I know where I need to be. And this is going to solve it for me. And if you want to know exactly how I did it, just look at all these formulas at your own spare time. And given that this is a class from a variety of quantitative skills, I didn't want to go too much into that. And it's not necessary for our purposes. All you need to know is how to use it. Okay? Now let's ask a complicated problem, relatively speaking. And the way I stated, it's also a fun problem. I am 20 years old. I can save $125 a week on 12% on those investments. I want to retire as soon as I have $3 million. And hopefully it's going to be at an age when I can enjoy it. I'm going to get my $3 million, go to a little island in the Caribbean or in the Pacific, as I called it in my other class. I'm going to spend all that money for a lot of margaritas with some senoritas. Hopefully I'm young enough that senoritas will have to go on. Yes?
So the question I was focusing on is investment plan, and you want to focus on the investment.
On the investment, it's an APR. If it's monthly, you're earning 1% a year. By the way, you can earn about 12% after inflation. Historically speaking, if you invest in small cap stocks. Obviously, they're riskier, but if you want large cap stocks, it's about 8% after inflation. If you want only corporate bonds, that's about 3%.
So that would be about 5 million a month.
A little bit more than that. There are 4.3 weeks in a month. But it's about 540, 50 a month. You know, some people get paid weekly, so we're going to say weekly. All right. Now, I know what I can do. I know where I'm going to end up. The only thing I don't know is how long that's going to take. Seems to be a thorough problem, right? Again, there is a function in Excel to do that. It's called NPER. It does all of that. But I'm not going to deal with that. I'm going to go to our beautiful. By the way, if you're wondering why the colors are changing, on any cell that has formulas, if you double click on it, it highlights the cells that are being referred to as long as they're indivisible. So you know what you're referring to. Okay. Now, first of all, am I doing a present value problem or a future value problem? That's the first thing you need to decide.
Wouldn't that be the future value?
It is future value because I know where I want to end up. Given all this stuff from now to then, I want $2 million. Okay. So that's the first thing we're going to do. What am I doing? I'm doing future value. All right. What are the things? What is the thing that I do not know? Years. So I'm going to go to my given target solve for and pick time years. Okay. Right now, the number you see over there doesn't mean anything. Let's enter our targets. 3 million. Okay, again, let's enter our APR. Did I say 9? 12? I'm doing 52. As you can see, the whole goal seek is triggered anytime I change one of the inputs. And I'm saving 125. Oops, not 300. Oh, yeah. So it's going to take me a little bit over 33 years. Well, that's good enough for the single because definitely young enough to handle the market. Depends upon how dirty the margarita is. Whether you're going to get the cheap tequila or you're going to get some Patron. My favorite is a Hornito. I don't know if that comes from the word hornet, but anybody speaking Spanish? Does Hornito means hornet? I don't know. I just like the damn thing. I'm normally a single malt Scotch guy, but hey, you know, man in Mexico, I would never drink blended whiskey. Oh, no, not even Johnny Walker Blue Label. No, thank you.
No Woodford Reserve?
That's not whiskey. That's bourbon. That's different. No, that's different. Whiskey and bourbon are different things. Whiskey is more from wheat, and bourbon is more from corn. It has to be a certain thing to be called bourbon. It doesn't have to be Kentucky. That's why they can't call Jack Daniels a bourbon, because it doesn't satisfy. It's weird stuff. Similarly, cognac, it's basically brandy, but the actual cognac, which is I like, especially if it's Remy Martin VSOP, and that has to be made in the cognac region of France. Same thing with champagne, it's actually place name. But for bourbon, I like Woodford Reserve Double Oaked, especially if it's single barrel. Angel's Envy, definitely. Basil and Hayden Toast and or Dark Rye. Those are great. Let me see. Okay, we solved our problem. Suppose, on top of this, my grandma also had left me $15,000. I can change that problem. Now that $15,000 is my starting balance. So just 15. Voila, done. Now I need only 31,000. So my granny bought me about 2 years of excellent margaritas, right? You see how complicated problem is solved rather easily? Again, algebra right there, I can solve that. It involves logarithms, but it's not that difficult. But even when you're good at it, you can make mistakes as well. Especially if you're coding that formula into Excel, you can definitely make mistakes. One of the things people make mistakes about is they forget about the order of operations. I have even seen that in basic exams. For example, suppose I asked a question where you had to calculate, come on, shut up. 3 plus 2 over 5, okay? Technically this is, it is 1, but the order of operations, you handle the parentheses first. If there are any logical expressions, we do those. Then exponentiation, then product or division, and we go from left to right. Then addition and subtraction. But when they're writing this in the computer, here's how some students write it. They write it as following: 3 plus 2 over 5. That's 3.4. Where you know the answer is more. This is an innocent mistake you can make if you're not careful. No? If you have a way to eliminate possibility of mistake, why not go ahead and use it? I mean, that little thing over there, I'm going to put the two images to call it software, but it is. It is soft and it is rare. It is simple, trivial, but it actually performs a function. It is a calculator. I just happen to call it Thor's hammer. You need to deserve to use it, which means you need to understand what it does.